All right, all right, all right. I only said that because we're both from Texas.
You would say that.
and and I believe we're doing Minority Report today, and this
Oh,
is
yeah, we are.
the third Philip K. Dick adaptation, right? We did Blade Runner, we did Total Recall, and now we did
Yes.
Minority Report. Oh, we're
Yes,
doing Minority
I
Report.
forgot Total Recall was on that list.
Well, we did both movie at one
Well,
time
here's the neat thing though. We got to put this. This is Minority Report. Minority Report was supposed to be the sequel
for
to
Total
Total
Recall.
Recall
Yes,
for Schwarzenegger,
yes.
and then it all fell apart. I think that's a good thing.
But even if it was, how would it even like connect together, right? Because this is a totally different movie. Oh,
Hey,
unless it was not like how
hey,
they rewrote it or they
that
just
was in the
expanded.
'80s. It was in the '80s. You
Oh,
know, it was
something
going to
will
be
work
one
out.
big giant blue explosions, and it was going to suck and still be good.
So either Hauser was going to be a cop or something, or maybe it wasn't even supposed to
Yeah,
be around the police.
who knows? I mean, I'm happy it didn't work out.
Actually, I'm very happy too because this is
I
one of
just
my
can't
favorite movies.
I can't see it working. I can't see it
Yeah,
being good.
yeah. I mean, if this was done in the '80s, you know what? Let's just say early '90s, late '80s, right? None of the special effects maybe would have worked. I don't know because
I
Total
don't know.
Recall was still really good.
I'm sure if they would have made it in '80, we'd probably still be talking and go, "Oh, this is so good." But I'm thinking this is still better
This is still
than
better, right?
what we would have got in the '80s.
They have a lot of elements that was really
Because
good at that
I
time.
mean, because we talk about Total Recall, but Total Recall in the '80s, it wasn't that.
Okay,
It's a popular movie. Everybody talks about it, but
I could
like
give
you
you
said,
that.
special effects weren't that good. I remember the cars they were driving.
Yeah, the
The
boxy
total
ones.
the remake Total Recall was better to me, but it wasn't it's not as popular.
Yeah, the visually, the Colin Farrell's Total
And
Recall
I think
matches
they
this
worked on
one.
the story a little bit better too.
The story was a little bit better. I mean, like it doesn't
I
have
don't
to be
know.
Mars, but it's about
I
realistic.
think a lot of nowadays it's we're in the time of the movies the science has got to somewhat click.
Yes,
Characters got to I
yeah,
mean the acting's got to be a little bit better. I'm
yeah.
not
The
knocking anybody
action.
on. I'm not
Yeah.
knocking any '80s movies. We like '80s movies too, and there's some great ones.
Oh yeah. So
But
this is 2002. So this is almost 20 years ago.
yes,
This is when Tom
that's
Cruise is still young, I guess.
well, yeah,
30s.
it sounds weird when you say it was 20 years ago, but yeah, it
Yeah,
was.
it was 2002.
Man, what? Where was I?
I don't know. You were still in West Texas, right?
Somewhere I lost 20 years.
Hey, this movie still holds up very well today.
Oh, yeah, like I'm saying, it doesn't seem like it was 20 years ago.
No, it doesn't. I still love the idea. I mean, I never read the Philip K. Dick
Maybe I guess
novel of this.
I was gonna knock some of the future stuff in this movie, but I can't now since I'm thinking this movie was made yesterday.
Whoa, whoa. So let's talk about that. What do you mean, like the futuristic stuff?
Oh, there was just some stuff that didn't make sense, like using the little clear chips.
Oh, the little like a thumb drive
Yeah, I'm
file.
like,
Yeah.
we don't really use files anymore for anything. I mean,
No, we
I use,
don't. Everything's
I
streaming.
got a bunch. I got some laying around. I still use them for various things, but I mean, it's
Yeah,
just the whole stuff that I don't have a connection to the rest of my machines for.
yeah.
You
Virtually
know,
that part
otherwise
looks
I'm
good.
just gonna send. Yeah, otherwise I'm just gonna send it through it wireless.
You know what? We hardly ever use USB drives too, either. Remember?
I mean, I use a that's a USB drive. I mean, I really don't use it that much. I would think I would, and
Yeah.
that's why I got this stuff. And maybe it's to go from one computer to the other, but
Yes,
a
exactly.
lot of my stuff is hooked up now, so it's like
And remember, like when they make
send it
USB
over.
drives, they make it kind of like, oh, you could hook it up to your keychain for convenience. I'm like, I don't know if anybody used that because there's so many viruses out there, right? And
Yeah,
then
well,
like,
that's the thing. Remember, you used to see people always carry them on the neck deals if you worked at a certain spot so they could walk over there and put files in. But
yes,
nowadays, you cannot hook anything in any company that you work for,
no, you can't.
even retail companies, high security companies. You do not put USBs in
No,
their
you can't.
computers.
Yeah, for some
That's
reason that worked.
yeah.
You
Way
know?
back then, you always see people with it. And I'm like, it's funny now that you think about it. It's like you can't do that.
Yeah, you can't do that anymore. It's like a
If you've been walking around with USB deal, they're gonna wonder. What are you doing?
Yeah, what are you doing? Like, why would you have a USB thing out, right? Yeah. You can't just have random
Because you
files.
remember they used to always put holes in there so you could wear them as necklaces.
Yeah.
Or, like you said, put it on a sheet cat. I remember our teacher walking around with one. So necklace, I was like, yeah, that security people are going to talk to you.
Yeah, and I'm like, what are you like? Now that I think about it, like, what are you holding on that USB drive that you need to carry with you all the time?
And the thing is, technology. I mean, the internet's gotten better, it gotten faster, but even back then, you could send it through an email. Most of the files.
You can.
Well, I guess we say that. I don't know.
But then you gotta log in and stuff.
Yeah, email still didn't let you put as much information in.
You know one of the problems.
But now you send it on an email. It's not a big deal.
Email, but then
or use one of the file deals that just send it to you. Most stuff is in the cloud.
But I think the only cool part about that optical whatever glass plate drive is like you could kind of see a preview on the thing. That's really it. But then the preview, you don't get your pick, right? It's just that lady.
Maybe the glass thing was because it was a special technology or a bootleg illegal tech. Well, because remember he goes in the movie, goes to see this guy that built most of the machines.
Yes.
The guy's implanting information into your head.
Yeah, like it remind me of Strange Days.
Where he went was Total Recall.
Oh, that's right. Where he went was Total Recall. Yes.
And all those people are reliving whatever they want.
Yes.
That's Total Recall.
That's Recall. Yeah.
Yeah, it was Recall. That's where he went.
Yep.
I mean, I'm surprised that we didn't make that connection earlier. But yes.
Yeah.
Today, he went to the place to visit a guy that works at Recall.
Yes, exactly. But expanded. Because you could have like so many pods at the one time, right? That was pretty cool.
Yeah, he had a whole bunch of rooms, but that's probably the way the Recall should have been anyway.
Yeah, I mean,
exactly. I didn't see John Cho there, but hey, I'm sure he was working down in the basement.
It's the multiverse of Philip K. Dick.
Yes, I mean, come on.
So let me ask you right off the bat, right? So I think a long time ago and to this day, if you can find out a crime before it happens, I love that idea. What do you think? Let's just say there's no flaw. I don't like the precogs with the human stuff.
But the problem is, so you're going to punish somebody for something they didn't do yet. And I said, yeah.
But then if it's for sure, right? Because in a way, it's like looking at a crystal ball, isn't it?
Yeah, but after somebody knows that they're going to do something,
they can't know. The other person can't know. But let's just say you and me are the pre-crime people, right? Whatever video we watch or whatever that machine is, right? Let's just say it's not precog or I don't want a human. It feels like that we're watching mutants, right? Like whatever that other thing is, if we watch it, like, okay, let's just say, I'm just going to think, Jonathan is going to commit the crime, right? This is never wrong.
I got a cousin named
Okay? Well, just to say Jonathan commits the crime, okay? This machine is never wrong.
Thor's hammer committed the crime.
Let's just say Thor's hammer commits the crime, okay? Now, these machines are never wrong. We know they're never wrong. Would that be something that they haven't done, or are we just preventing something that they're going to do? Because they talk about that in the movie, right? About the ball. But Colin Farrell caught it. Well, how do you know it's going to fall? But it didn't.
That's because of gravity. But he didn't know you don't really know what the ball's going to do. But something's going to hit the ground because of gravity.
Right. I thought that was a good point on the movie, though.
I mean, that has nothing to do with what somebody sitting in a fish tank is thinking, okay?
Oh, I'm saying we move all the precog stuff, you know?
That's just what I'm saying, yeah. I mean, but I'm saying he throws a ball, a ball is going to fall. Of course, he asked the dumb question, how do you know it's going to fall? Well, I mean, and they're trying to prove, because I see it. No, gravity, it's going to fall.
No, I think your point was like, just because you caught it, right, doesn't mean that it wasn't going to happen. You stopped it.
Yeah. He stopped it. So he stopped it. But I mean, it would have failed. There's nothing else it could have done because of the laws of physics.
Right. Well,
so why are you using laws of physics as an excuse, as an example?
I like that. I like that you point out the law of physics.
Yes, sitting in a fish tank. Physics do not apply to somebody seeing the future or even the events of the future. What's physics have to do with it? Because
I'm not talking in a way of physics.
More than two words. Okay, yeah, but they used a physics example to try to prove the future. A future that's decided by people. People could do all kinds of things.
So you're saying so you do believe what the movie premise is? You could change your future. Well, I won't say you could change your. You could change your mind.
You can change.
You could change your mind at that moment.
yes, I'm a big believer in that the future's not predetermined.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's what mostly this movie
Yes,
is
I
about.
do
We
not
catching
believe in belief
people
determination.
just because of one
I mean, even
possibility.
if we build the smartest computer, because I mean, like people try to do events now where, let's say, we'll do 5 years of stuff. Every Tuesday for 5 years, this is what happens. So this is probably what's going to happen again. And they're right. That's probably what's going to happen again. But if something else could come along, let's say, okay, we want to find a certain guy. Okay, some guy commits crimes and he's been getting away. We want to know where he is. But so 5 years in a row, every Tuesday on this year and the next year and this year in the same month of September, this guy's always shows up to buy a lottery ticket at this gas station.
Okay.
So the computer will tell you, hey, you just show up at this gas station to buy this, to find this guy, so you can arrest him. Well, what happens that year rolls around and something, one little bitty thing, like a car accident, has a flat tire, his engine won't start, or a friend stops him on his way to the gas station.
Right.
Boom.
So now I'm saying whatever this machine, right, would have already know that was going to happen.
I don't think it would, because something could. I mean, a meteor could fall out of space and hit him, and kill him.
Oh, I'm saying like whatever the machine is, right, already know.
But yeah, they know it to a point, but some little thing could stop it.
Oh, but you know what? You know what? This is really good though. So let's just say this machine, like what we see from Minority Report, right? It's just seeing one possible outcome. So what if we have one that sees many possible outcomes, and then the pre-crime wouldn't work anyway? That's the whole point.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. If you can see you're right. If you can see multiple outcomes, and that's the thing. I'm thinking if you have artificial intelligence with all this stuff, and you put every data about, it's going to give you a list of outcomes, and you're going to have to pick which one you want to happen.
Wow. No,
But
no,
I mean,
no. Wow,
like
this
I'm saying,
just got me thinking so
like I'm
hard.
saying, getting to the store is the most likely thing that's going to happen, but something could happen to stop it. I mean, there's always an event that you can't. I mean, because like the percentage of, let's say, the percentage of his car not working, his cars get better, it's going to drop. The percentage of him tripping and falling, it's going to get, it may be good if he's wearing certain shoes this day.
Right.
He's going to have to change shoes almost every year depending on how much he walks. So there's
No, I want this to work perfectly, okay?
the problem. What I'm saying though, there's always all these little variables.
So nothing works perfectly.
Nothing does.
Nothing does. So
Well,
there's no way in the future someone
Let me
can
put it this
pick
way.
a perfect machine.
How you know the Earth spins around in a day. Most people say it's 24 hours.
No, but it's more. It's yeah. That's
No,
why we have that
some
leap
years,
day.
No, some years it's less. No, I'm talking about a day.
Oh,
A day
okay.
is supposed to be 24 hours. The
Oh,
Earth
sometimes
spins
less.
one
Yeah.
Earth in one rotation. It's never on time.
No, it's not on. Not precise time. Yeah, it's not consistent. That's what I'm
Exactly.
saying.
That's what I'm saying. It's not consistent. So nothing can be consistent.
Yeah.
Think about that. Something this big is moving in the universe. I mean, even the Earth doesn't go around the sun at the exact same time constantly.
No, not every year. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, by hours, minutes, and stuff. I mean, we're not
You're
talking
making
about
this very hard for me, Shane. I really want pre-crime to work. Okay, so vote yes on was
Okay.
it June 24th.
Let me put it as pre-crime. So you're going to arrest somebody for something they didn't do, but you saw that they're going to do.
Yeah, you know what's really weird though? But they still lock those people up.
Yeah, they locked those people up. They arrested them for the murder of so-and-so, even though they didn't kill that person.
Yeah, I thought that would be like they
person-
should set them aside to just prevent it, but not like lock them
Well,
up.
that's at the end of the movie. That's what we see. Remember, because at the end of the movie, they had to release everybody they're arrested, but of course the police are still watching them. But I'm like, that could have been in 1 second of that person maybe changed or something could have happened.
I don't know. That's a huge gamble, right?
Of course, those people see the whole thing. Okay, and we pretty much showed it. Those guys were right on. Every time they did it, they were right on. But here's another problem. Okay, you're arrested for somebody they didn't kill anybody, so I can't see that being a murder. I mean, it is against the law that attempted murder in our world today.
Yeah.
But here's another thing. Those 3 precogs, what kind of life do they have? You got them.
I thought it's the same thing.
You're basically using them as slaves.
Yeah, it's not only that, right? But that this program only worked to the life of the precog.
Exactly.
They never talk about health-wise. Like they talk about like, okay, they get the protein through liquid and stuff like that, right?
Yeah, they got a take her.
Yeah.
There's this dude that gets in the bathtub with him, and he is like a creepy dude because he
Yeah.
like hugs them and touches them and kisses
Yeah,
them
because it's like a dust-free room in a way.
and tells them about his mom sitting down at dinner with him. I mean,
I thought it was weird.
did you notice how many creepy people they had in this movie?
Yes, the Russian doctor, right? The
Yeah,
the guy without the
that
eyes.
thing. Oh, the doctor. That guy. Well, let me put it. The blind man.
Yeah.
He wasn't that creepy because he
No.
wasn't touching and all kinds of weird people. The doctor, kind of weird, but not that creepy either. But the dude that gets in the bathtub, it was a cop.
Oh yeah.
Weird, man. That was weird. That's a weird situation.
So I was thinking about the precogs, right? I was thinking like 90 years from now, this would have gone out the window because there's nothing to replace the precogs.
Because how were they going to get precogs? Because in this movie, the precogs got their abilities, like because they were drug babies. They were like heroin babies or something. I forgot what the name of the drug was.
Yeah.
But the drug got better, and then of course they couldn't have any more. But the whole about movie is, of course, the actual story of the movie is these people, the precogs. I mean, there's actually like several stories running because Tom Cruise's character gets set up by his old boss because his old boss,
which is really it pays out really great at the end.
But in a way, I think it's like the precogs also got their way.
Yes,
because they show him, hey, saw this crime. Of course, they probably even saw the future of what's going to happen.
Oh, I know.
They already knew they were going to get out.
Yeah.
And what they needed to do to get out.
But you know what? They never touch on that, right? They never said they could see their future.
They can't.
But they never. It's really funny. Like they only see people committing murder.
They're supposedly the way they describe it. Murder like puts this giant ripple out there that
for these precogs, just like nightmares.
Come on. We've been on this planet for a long time. There's a lot of people that think they have precognitive ideas. Most of them don't see murders. They just see like ghosts and spirits and dead people.
Like whatever they think. I also like that they implemented that you could record images from the head easily. They didn't even touch on that heavily. We just accepted it.
I don't know. I mean, I don't see that. I see that being something that we could do in the future.
That would be very cool.
I actually do see that. Why?
Because I think like you know how
nobody wants to see your dirty thoughts, dude.
No. I wasn't even going on that, right? I was just thinking like if there's a way you could like just say you could see our images, right? Like things that we've seen that we can't remember. Like let's just say at a court case, you and I are witness to a murder, and because we're stumbling, because we're scared or whatever, right? But this machine would help a lot of getting the image from your head is like your own private DVR, and the computer can see it.
Yeah.
And then now we're relaxed. But
then we also have to decide is what you can't remember, is that going to affect what goes to the machine though?
Oh, I know.
Because I think your brain's so complex. Is the machine going to know what part of the brain to pull the correct image out? It's got to make sure it doesn't pull the image out that you think. Sometimes, because somebody could have ran out of a bank. We watched a bank robbery. Somebody could run out. You saw a guy in a red jacket. I saw a guy in a yellow jacket.
So it's like 3 different videos, yeah.
Well, you also got to remember the color, what you see in your eyes is not the same.
Different.
You're going to see 2 different colors. You got a green chair behind you.
Hey, you know what? Maybe one day when they can do that. One day when they can pull images out of your head, that would be cool. I do want to point out something cool though, like remember that nurse lady from when they did the eye surgery?
Yeah, the one
that was kind of the nurse lady I pictured in Pleasant Dreams. When I casted that, when I couldn't cast that lady, I just cast somebody else because I wanted that look, right? Because I love this movie so much, but I couldn't have that nurse lady.
Oh, you that big mole?
Yeah, well, something like rough lady looking like that. Like I didn't want any eye candy.
Okay. Well,
not saying that my friend is eye candy.
Was eye candy?
Yeah.
Maybe like 20 years ago.
Hey, you don't know.
That's what I said. I'm sure she was like 20 years before that.
Oh, you're talking about the lady in the movie. Yes.
Yeah. I'm sure she don't really look like that in real life. That most fake.
Yeah. But it's just these two shady looking people, right? That makes you think in the scene, like, are they going to...
It's supposed to be shady.
Yeah, are they going to mess him up in the movie?
Yeah, well, you wonder, he should have, because, like, when he's sitting there in his eyes, he goes, hey, you don't remember me.
I know.
I was thinking, oh, you got a problem.
Yes. And then he actually thanked him.
But he actually did good stuff for him.
He did.
Yeah, because, the thing is, because he's like, there's honor among thieves. He's like, hey, you're now too, so
yep.
Good luck.
No, because he gave him the eye and he
him,
gave him that little pen to change.
yeah, and they made him a nice sandwich.
Even though he ate the wrong thing.
Yeah, and they gave him a good bottle.
A fresh bottle of milk.
And I know, what's he do? He eats all that nasty crap.
I was thinking, it's very funny when they open the fridge, right? Why didn't they throw that stuff away when they're gonna put that in the fridge anyway?
Apparently, would you throw that stuff away if you're there just to do medical stuff? I would.
I don't know.
I'd be like, I'd be like, I'm a medical dude. I do not clean refrigerators.
Well, the nurse, nasty. Okay? The nurse made the thing.
Here's the thing, though. They cut his eyes out, right?
Yeah.
They did not touch his nose. Why couldn't he? When he opened that refrigerator, you should have.
Oh yeah.
You should have smelled it. Instead, he's over there drinking the biohazard water.
They gave him drugs, right? He probably couldn't, come clearly to think about that.
Oh, you see how many nasty sandwiches were in there and rotten milk.
Yeah, I think they just did that for the comedy factor.
If you were dead, you could smell that.
Because you know what? That scene, they didn't really need that scene.
They didn't really need it.
No, but they did that for comedy.
They just want to show it's all downhill from there.
Yeah, it's just all downhill. Oh yeah, they want to set up that downhill because that's the other technology I hate. Those spiders.
And I like that scene because when he shows up, with the show pops up on the back, Cops.
Yes.
You can't watch Cops anymore because it got canceled.
Yeah.
It got canceled last year.
Yeah, I think just because when they made this movie, right, the Cops was still a hit show,
The show could come back. You never know.
Yeah, it could come back. A lot,
I thought it was funny,
No, it was really good. That's the other part when those pre-crime people came to the apartment or whatever that building is, and they give those spiders. I had a little problem with those spiders because they were just a little too smart.
Oh, yeah.
Just a little too smart.
They were way too smart. They were smarter than the cops.
Yes, they were.
Hey, the funny thing, I want to point out one of the cops in this movie was well, actually, two cops are in the Marvel movies.
Really?
One is Neil McDonough.
Oh.
The guy that played the head cop or the second commander of this whole deal.
Yeah.
He's Dum Dum Dugan in Captain America.
Oh no! Oh, that's right. Yes.
Dum Dum Dugan.
Yeah.
He's also And the neat thing, another one of the cops, you could barely tell it because you almost don't ever see him. Another cops in this deal was Frank Grillo. He plays Crossbones.
He wasn't
in Winter Soldier.
He was in this movie?
Yes, he was in this movie too.
Wow. He must be a lot younger though.
Oh, he was way younger, man.
Yeah.
You almost don't see him. He's just kind of a background character.
Oh, okay, yes, and I didn't recognize him.
But I'm saying he's Crossbones. Frank. I mean, he was that bad agent.
Cool. I'm so glad I'm wearing this Marvel shirt now.
Yeah. Ooh, two little characters in Captain America movies.
Hey, Captain America is one of the big ones for me. And obviously, Tom Cruise's cousin is always in all his movies.
Yes, he's in this movie too.
The one right before they get to Leo Crow. That guy, because they had the same facial feature.
They also had they're supposed to have who was that?
Cameron Diaz was in the movie.
Yes, Cameron Diaz and one of his other directors. Actually, several directors made appearances in this movie.
Whoever directed Vanilla Sky is in this movie.
Cameron Crowe recognizes him.
Yeah.
When he's on the train, you remember when he's got the paper? Which is funny. Here's the same papers from Back to the Future.
Oh, that's right. The video.
Yeah, the video stuff, which that seems like a waste.
Yeah.
Paper's easier.
Because it's so funny. If the paper is changing anyway, why would I need to buy a new one every day, right?
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing. It's like, why don't I just get an iPad or something?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like, it's cool
get
to
my
have the
Kindle
paper
out.
change.
Because that's like, the paper's changing. I'm going to toss it.
Like, hey, maybe that's the one paper you buy for the rest of your life.
It must be. Like, if you have that, then why don't you just carry like something else on you?
Yes. So now the other more question that I always think about, right?
Oh yeah, another thing is they're all wearing watches.
Were they?
Yeah, most of them all got watches.
Well, the cops they had to sync the time.
Well, they're in the time deal, but I'm like saying, dude, not too many people wear watches anymore.
I wear a watch. Well, I'm not wearing one now, but you can see the 10 line on
this.
I
can see the. Oh, I'm so proud of you. You're so
because I'm wearing a smartwatch.
You're so antique.
Wait, when you say I'm not wearing one of those old watches though, I'm wearing a smartwatch.
Yeah, you're wearing. That's the thing. Most people, but a lot of people just don't wear watches.
Yeah, I didn't used to. My wife made me.
I used to always wear a watch, and then now I got the time in my pocket, so
Yeah.
I'm like, wow.
Yeah, I didn't wear a watch. See, I did the same thing, right? But my wife made me wear a watch
Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
because she messaged me quite a bit, right? And I don't like to check my phone. She's like,
Ooh.
"What the hell are you doing?" So like, I was like, "Well, I don't want to check my phone all
What
the
you're
time."
saying is your wife put a dog collar on you with a leash?
Oh, that's a really good way to say that. Yes. I could have said this story in a way that make me look cooler, but I chose not to go that route.
Okay, well, I hope you know the dog collar leash is not making you look cooler.
Because when she messaged me, I get a buzz.
Yep.
But now I enjoy
Hey,
that.
you know, I got this little bell when I ring it, my butler comes.
Oh yeah, and I'll name like if I ever get a butler, I'm gonna name him Alfred. Or I'm gonna sure his name is Alfred.
Yeah, but you're the butler is what I'm saying.
Okay, now I want.
Oh, you know when you pull the little string, the little bell goes, and hey, here I am.
Now I want to go back to the movie, right? I want to talk about one thing that I want to see your
Never
opinion
left the
on.
movie.
So,
Okay.
this movie, right? You know, when I first watched it, I didn't know, like, you know, if someone kills my son, right? I was totally with Tom Cruise. I would kill this dude with my own hands.
I think most people would.
I think most people, but because before, like, I had kids, right? When I was watching Tom Cruise in this movie, I was like, no, I'm gonna let the law do what it's supposed to do, like the justice system, right? But now that I have kids, I would be like, yeah, I totally killed this guy myself. I totally feel that situation because the whole movie, right? You're like, why would he's the head of Precrime. Why would he, you know, commit murder? You know, because right before this case shows up.
I mean, they made a pretty good case on why he would do it.
Oh, I know. Like, did you think he was set up in the beginning?
Yeah.
Is it because?
Yeah, I did. Because
it's because he was the head of Precrime, right?
No, because he wouldn't have known this guy ever existed until those guys came up with it. I mean, he was supposed to kill this guy in just like a few hours.
Oh, yeah, and no, a few days, right? He has 30-something hours, yeah.
Not even just like a day or two.
You know what's really crazy?
Isn't it kind of weird that all of a sudden it just popped up?
It is.
That he's going to kill this person that he's never heard of, never met.
You know what?
And he had no reason to ever run into this guy.
Yeah.
Ever.
So the first time you see this movie, right? That was the thought process. But now that we know, it will literally happen the next day, right? After he talks to that, what is that guy's name? The old white man. It's literally after he asks him about Ann Lively.
Yeah, you mean Judge Jared's old boss.
Yeah, what's his? See, look, we don't even know this old dude's name, but like, yeah, I know who you're talking about. He's always played those
Yeah, Max von Sydow, is that his name?
I can't remember. Was his name Max in the movie?
Is. No, I'm talking about his real name.
Oh, his real name. Yeah, I don't know, but whatever the actor is. Now I realize, like, after he talked to him,
Precogs.
Yeah, the creator of Precogs. After he talked about Ann Lively, then the next day he's like, I'm surprised how well. Like I'm assuming he's really smart, right? Like he did that on purpose. Like he literally took Sean away from John. Well, this is what so that way he have someone solid to run Precrime, and he have something on him just in case.
So you think he killed his son?
Well, he has something to do with it, right?
I don't think he did.
Oh, he's just using that. Oh, because they never knew.
Yeah,
okay.
It just happened. Yeah, that just happened. He was a cop that he knew from whatever town he came from. Was it Philadelphia?
Yeah, Philadelphia.
Yeah, it just happened to have loss, and it worked to his advantage.
Oh,
that's why he grabbed him.
Right.
Because actually, I'm thinking Tom Cruise's character sought him out after he came up with this. Tom Cruise's idea was, if would have had this, so this tragedy would never happen.
Yeah, this tragedy never happened.
So basically, he's been using Tom Cruise's desperation
to control him in a way.
To control him. Yep.
Wow. So this.
Because let's put it this way: who's the MVP of this movie? Really was Colin Farrell's character.
Oh, Colin Farrell was so young in this movie. It was the first time I seen him.
Yeah. Well, I think it was like the second major movie, right?
Probably in the U.S. Because he was in other movies in Europe.
Yeah, well, I remember he was in Tigerland. I saw that.
He's not. Yeah, that's why Tigerland was U.S. This is probably his second major movie.
Yeah, well, anyhow, he was the smartest cop out of all of them because he was actually the only one that was ever a true cop.
Yes, yeah, because they said even he was a detective.
Yeah, he was a detective because he asked all these other guys. So this is what he's telling the whole thing, and it's like, ask him, y'all, you ever do this? And they'll just go, no, I work for the treasury or something like that.
Yes.
None of these guys were ever real cops.
No, none of them were. Just
Even
John.
Tom Cruise's character was ever. Well, he did like some cop work.
He did some
But he
cop
was
work.
never at the level of Colin Farrell's character.
No, because he was an actual cop.
And that's the thing. They make you think that Colin Farrell's this bad guy.
Oh, I know. That was a great
And
twist when you know he wasn't.
You don't like him, and you don't like the guy.
No, because actually, you know what? Colin Farrell did a great job because his job is from, overlooking to make sure there's no flaw, and he did his exact correctly.
He was kind of arrogant because he's like, "Yeah, I'm going to work here. You're going to be my boss.
Yeah.
Blah blah blah. I'm going to work here." But the problem is his character was just wanting to make sure that when he got in,
it works fine.
It worked, and he did his job. He's one of those guys. I'm a by the book policeman.
Yes.
That's what he was.
He was the Sheldon of this movie.
Yeah, and the sad thing is, and that's the neat thing because you don't like him, and then you like the guy, and then they kill him.
Oh, and then they kill him. That was what made this movie even better, actually.
Well, that's the thing because I felt like Colin Farrell was a big character when he died. I was like, I didn't think he was going to get killed.
No,
because you're like seeing this guy, and you're like, nah, he's gonna get a gunshot and somehow irk out of this. No, they pops him in the head after he shoots him.
Man, yeah,
he's the one that figured it all out right in the middle of the movie.
And he trusts that. Yeah, right in the middle of the movie, right? And
you know what I got to tell you? Never solve a crime in the middle of the movie. Because if the audience doesn't get you, if the bad guy doesn't get you, the audience is going to boo you.
Yeah, but that was this was a time before, that movies would be so long, right? It's like, oh my God, no one ever looks at the running time before.
Yeah, well, I didn't think this movie was that long. But I mean, this is not the first time I've seen it, like a big name star get killed, too.
No, yeah, it's not.
Because what was that one with Russell where he dies?
Where who?
First of the movie, Russell.
Russell who?
Kurt Russell. And there's a movie where Kurt Russell gets killed.
Oh, Executive Decision.
Yes.
He dies right in the beginning of the movie.
Yeah, I know. You didn't think that. You didn't see that coming, did you?
No, I did not.
And anybody didn't see that movie? Well, I'm sorry, we ruined it for you.
That was like back in 1990 something, right? Like it was me and Cody worked at the movie theater.
Yeah,
because it was like the trailer was like, oh, Kurt Russell is like a top billing, right? And he dies in the first 10 minutes. It's like,
yeah, then you watch it, it's like,
see, I love when they do that. So that way it throws you off. Like, well, they're gonna kill Kurt Russell. No one is safe.
Yeah, they can kill anybody. They won't in this movie.
Well, I haven't seen Executive Decision in a long time.
I only saw that once, but I remember. I mean, it stuck with me because I was like,
I think I only saw it once too. But then because they killed Kurt Russell, so that was a huge deal.
The movie, you're sitting there like,
whoa, yeah,
is this like for real?
Yep. Yeah, you would think that he would come back, but like exact same thing when Colin Farrell, they killed him. You're like, whoa, maybe Tom Cruise does die at the end. I don't know.
Yeah, you wonder.
Yeah.
I mean, because it came down to that. Did you think he was going to get killed in this movie?
Okay, so before we get to the end of the movie, right?
I mean,
when he got to Leo Crow, what did you think he was going to do? Because, like, when he saw that,
I didn't think he was going to kill him.
Really? Because even though he said that line, he was like, "I'm going to kill this man."
Well, he knew already the future, but I just assumed that what they were seeing wasn't the true motion events.
Okay.
Because they just show some parts, and basically, everything that they see in the Precogs still happens still, because the guy yells, "You're not going to kill me. You've got to kill me." And remember, and then he gets shot out the window, but it wasn't because Tom Cruise just shot him.
Okay, so
but they say the same lines though. Still,
they did say the same line. You know how when he changed his mind, right? Wouldn't that be the Minority Report? Because the whole time, like, he was trying to find a Minority Report or the different outcome. So.
But apparently, up to that point, because remember, the girl says there's no Minority Report, so nobody saw a different. That's the problem. Like you said, it shows different branches.
Yep.
The Minority Report's the different branch. If two see it and one says it, he's the minority. So what he saw was different.
Yep.
Doesn't get showed up. But the problem is, if there's a Minority Report, then that's doubt.
Yes. But it was so crazy. I like how they played it too.
But that's the thing. I'm thinking out of three people, if even one thing different, then that means it could have veered the other way, and you just put an innocent person in prison.
Yeah, see, they talk about that in the movie. They cannot have a minority because that would show flaw in the system. But in this case, I love this so much because, like, okay, there was no Minority Report, right? And then John Anderton still changed his mind.
Yeah, but that's because he got to see the future, and he also got somebody to intervene.
Yeah,
but that's the problem. Why can't if they can actually see this, then why don't people just intervene and then move on.
See, that's what I was thinking too. Like
For example, the guy
in the
first
beginning.
movie,
In the beginning,
he kills
let's
his
talk about
wife
that
for
one.
having an affair.
Yep.
Okay, he kills his wife in an affair. He didn't plan to kill her.
No.
He wasn't even in the right state of mind when it happened.
Yeah.
He was crushed.
See, I was thinking too, like, so if you just
somebody-
interrupted him, right?
Exactly.
It would not happen.
That would have been in, and he probably would have just went on and never saw his wife again.
And you know what's really crazy?
Or it could have happened another way, but I don't think he would never been a kid.
Since we like to talk about time travel so much, right? If that would happen, let's just say Precrime never
in a
happened.
way that is in a way that's a time travel event.
Yeah, you just
In a way.
created the alternate timeline away from the Precogs.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's crazy, right?
Well, that's the thing. But it's like a time machine. Most people go, "Hey, I wish I had a time machine because I would have went back to fix that." I'm like, well, if you can see the future, you can already go ahead and prevent it.
You could prevent it, yes.
See, these guys, they don't even prevent it. Just go ahead and take it to jail and decide you're the worst guy of the.
Yes.
Like they did it. They put
So
that
let's talk
halo
about
on
the
ground.
imprisonment system. So first of all,
well,
they
it's-
arrest people for things that they haven't done, right? And then they put him in some kind of tube, like,
Yep.
so they
put 'em
can't
in
live the rest of
like
their
a
life.
totem pole. Yeah.
And I'm
totem
thinking,
pole
like,
thing.
in the whole movie, they never talk about, like, so you guys just gonna keep them under ice? What's gonna happen? Like
Nothing.
like Demolition Man, right? Like, oh, we're just gonna put him under ice, and then that's it.
Yep, that's it. Well, in Demolition Man, remember though, they go, "Oh, we program with all kinds of seals and stuff when we release them."
So they live in
So
a
they
different
actually,
time.
so the problem is the prisoners on Demolition Man, they're frozen in ice, but they're living out their sentence in their head.
Ah,
Whereas we could tell these people weren't living out anything.
yeah, they were just frozen
they
in
were-
time, and that's it.
Matter of fact, they were put on chemical stuff. They were just like the precogs.
Yes.
that in it.
Ooh, they just like the Precogs.
The precogs were prisoners, dude.
Oh, I highly agree. You know what? Like the whole, like every time, like,
I mean,
even the
that's
first
the
time I
sad
saw
thing.
it.
That's the thing. These guys are using the precogs to solve crimes, enforce crimes. But the problem is they are committing a crime by keeping those people
Yeah,
stuck in
enslaved.
the suit
And I was
against their
thinking, like,
will.
you know what's really crazy? These Precogs, right? They were how I think of them, they were X-Men. It's literally putting Professor X, right? Like Agatha is Professor X, and they just put him in this protein water.
Yeah. Yep.
It is, right? Like,
Sea monkeys. That's all I got to say.
exactly. Would you say sea monkeys or space monkeys?
I said sea monkeys.
Sea monkeys, yeah.
Yeah, remember the little jar with the sea monkeys? You look
Yes.
and watch them do.
Yep.
Which actually turns out they're shrimp. And they never built a castle. What a bunch of crap. I mean, it's not like I spent my money on it. Mother did. And it still didn't turn out to be awesome.
I love how this talk, right? We know you and I both love this movie, and then we're destroying it. Like, I don't know what they're doing with the prisoners. They treating the Precogs like crap.
I mean, that's the thing. We enjoyed the movie so much that we could thoroughly just have fun with it.
That's what, yeah.
I mean, it's a
Exactly.
good movie. You sit there, you watch it all to the end. It makes you think a lot. It's a thinker. It's a
It
thinking
does.
movie.
It like
It's-
right now you
but
and me
here's
like
the neat
talk
thing,
about the
it's like
Precrime thing.
In a way, it's like The Fugitive, though. He's got a crime he didn't commit. Well, but he might
He
commit.
might
So he's
have.
got to run from the cops. Blah
No,
blah blah.
he was the most likely to commit that crime, and
Yeah,
that's why
he
they
was
put him in
up-
prison.
But the problem is somebody set him up to commit a crime. So basically, he shouldn't have ever committed the crime. Which I don't understand is why they could have foresee the future. That's the thing. Isn't it kind of weird that the Precogs saw this future of him murdering somebody? I'm like, how? Because until then, he didn't even know this guy existed.
Yes.
Until they showed it to him. So it's kind of a paradox. It's a loop. But part of this information for him to get into it should have never showed up.
So you're saying if
Yeah.
John wasn't a cop, right, he would have still killed Leo Crow, or he only killed Leo Crow because he saw his future?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
He
creepy.
he only wanted to kill Leo Crow because he saw the future. The only reason he
And
knows
he got
about Leo Crow-
curious.
Yes, that's the only reason. Why would he have ever? I mean, there was no reason for him to ever run into this guy, or even this guy never existed.
Or he would never seek him out.
So there was no reason for him to premeditated murder
Yeah.
makes them come up with these little balls, and it shows like,
Oh,
Oh,
so you're
how
saying
did
like he should have
so
never
how did
committed
he
it.
premeditate? Exactly. This
Because
should never happened.
Yeah.
There was no reason for him to ever meet Leo.
Because he
Crow
never
in the
know this
first
guy,
place.
yeah.
Yeah.
You
So
can't
he couldn't-
premeditate on someone you didn't know.
Exactly. And the
Actually, you know
problem
what? Also, you know what they should have been
people-
done? This should have been a
but
red
people-
ball.
But also the things people go, yeah, this could have been a crime of passion, but I'm like, the problem is these people are seeing the future for something that almost wouldn't actually happen.
Yeah.
The problem is somebody being set up, you can't see that.
Oh, that's really good.
You know, there's no way.
Right. So let's use another different scenario. Let's just say none of these are cops, right? If someone, didn't they kind of, okay. So on the basis of this, right? That's why Agatha was only one that can see the other murder of M. Lively.
Yeah, well, she saw all three of them saw it.
All three of them did see it.
Yeah, all three of them saw it.
And I thought that was like really,
and then they actually saw, but they saw the original murder.
They saw the original murder because now someone planted that so they could see it. And then now commit the exact same murder. And I'm thinking like someone smart, right? Besides the creator of Precog, I mean not Precog, the Precrime, right? Someone like you and me would have done the same thing. Like, what if we just do this and then actually commit the same crime? But then no one would know how the Precog works anyway. That's why he was the only one that can create that.
He was the only one that could create it because he watched it.
Yep.
But the problem is, what he was watching was him killing her.
Yeah.
Because he thought it up. So they show the image to him, and then he goes and hires somebody to try to do it the exact same way. And as soon as it gets done, he just stands over there and walks out there and does it.
Yep, and does it. Yep. Everybody's gone. Wow.
But the thing is, if you think about it, they shouldn't have saw it twice. They should have only saw it once.
Well, they only did see it once.
Yeah,
it was just two different people. You thought it was the same. And that information is fed by that guy anyway. Oh, it's just an echo, so delete that. Oh, okay.
But the problem is they had pictures of the water going this way. And the water
I know, and no one ever paid attention. That's why you say Colin Farrell's character.
No, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, but the problem is those precogs shouldn't have saw it twice.
Well, right? No, that's what I'm saying. Like, you're right, but then the old guy is saying it's an echo. They shouldn't have seen it twice.
But the echoes is else's view of it, though.
I know.
But they saw the crime twice.
Yeah, they should have.
They shouldn't have been able to see the crime twice.
Oh yeah. I don't know. I thought
because the guy that went out to the murder was never going to murder her. Right?
Oh, the first guy who got hired.
Yeah, unless he premeditated it first.
Well, that's why it was still work for contract killings, right? That's what they said. Like, if you contract to kill somebody, that was still going to happen. Then they could see that.
Yeah, I guess they could see it because you have to plan it out. Yeah, then you have to follow through, and that's the thing. They saw the crime twice.
Yes.
And of course, they're like,
I thought it was just the first time, like, you know, if that old guy, like, I was hired you as a hitman to do something.
Well, that's the thing. They came up and it showed them when they saw that the drifter was killing her. They saw that.
Yeah, they saw that because he was going to kill her.
They saw that. So it popped up twice. So the thing is, though, here's the problem. Why didn't they know the name of the second one? They could see the future.
Oh.
They know who the person is. The thing is, come on, they have to know who these people are. Those balls wouldn't come down the little elevator with somebody's name on there.
Oh, you know what? He probably stopped it because it just said like, "Oh, don't worry about that. That's just an echo."
Maybe he did. He had to.
Yeah, he has to.
But of course, they didn't know who the first person was either. So.
Oh, that's right. That's why they just drifted. They didn't know who the first person was.
I don't know. Because I mean, how would they know? I mean, unless there's a computer sitting there, and when it says the images, it looks at the face and then tells you who it is.
How did you like that machine with the balls? Like, it took a while just to come down. They have to laser cut
It seemed actually a little silly to me.
It did, right? It should be like immediate.
Even their police station seemed silly to me because you know when you watch it,
super high tech, yeah.
After what happens, you watch the video the second time, you're looking like, what a waste to make all this, and you're just about to shut it down at the end of the movie.
Yeah, and I'm thinking like, in the real world, right? Nothing would have get funded this quickly.
Yeah, police station, especially in Washington, D.C., police station's not going to look that nice.
Not only not that nice, right? Like, Precrime won't even have its own, like, building or it was just like a little subdivision in an actual police station.
Yeah, it was in the basement.
Yeah, it's in the basement because we don't really truly. It's a test phase thing.
Yeah, the make-believe guys are downstairs.
Like, you're in the basement next to the boiler room.
Yeah, rest of the nerds.
Oh, give them the halo. How did you like the Halo thing?
I don't know. Well, you know what? Everybody's scared of it, and I guess that's good because they do that to act. Oh, I'm afraid of, it. But you really don't. And that's what I'm saying. It's good because you don't know, but you notice they're all scared of it.
Oh yeah.
You have to use your imagination to wonder, to think of how horrible that must be.
I know. Oh, you know.
Because even Tom Cruise was so scared of the halo.
Yeah, because like I don't put the halo on me.
But the thing is, if you think of it, like, what's the halo really do to you?
It probably freezes you, right? And then
'Cause
that's the last.
It doesn't look like it does anything, but I sure don't want to get hit with one of those six.
Oh, the six stick is almost like the Demolition Man.
Yeah. Well, no, I'd rather get hit with the Demolition Man stick than the six stick.
Yeah, 'cause it's some kind of,
I would rather get hit and pass out than get hit and then have
get to throw up.
Yeah, you got to throw up. It's all my beard and stuff. That's just gross, man. That's so wrong. You know, the funny thing is the neat thing is they got jetpacks.
They do. All of them got
jetpacks. Here's the funny thing. I read something about Spielberg thought he could never see a future where we use jetpacks.
But he put it in this movie?
But it put in the movie. But I'm like, nowadays, people have jetpacks.
Yes. And even that was the first time I seen a jetpack like flew so low.
Exactly. Even the British Marines are using them right now to train to get on boats with them.
Oh yeah, like is it a jetpack or some kind of
Yeah, the jetpack, it has the ones on the arms.
Yes.
I mean, it's only going to get better from there.
Oh,
and they're like jumping they're going from one boat onto another ship. I'm like, why isn't the United States doing that?
I don't know.
Like Britain's like, yeah, we're the future.
It is pretty cool to see that guy like float, flying above water though. You know, with those it looks like leaf blowers. You know, like just
now the thing that the flying ship they're in is cool, but it doesn't make a lot of sense to me. I can't really see anybody building something like that for the police.
Yeah, not for the police.
Yeah,
it had to be, but it's probably military first.
Yeah, that flying ship. Yeah, it was just the way it worked. It wasn't as futuristic to me.
Yeah.
As
you know, what's very futuristic to me that I'm hoping happen in real life soon. How fast all the cars were going because none of them are man operated. When by man I mean human operated.
I could have cars going that fast.
Yeah, because like there's no human error,
That's
right?
That's the thing. Exactly. Well, because it's all timed. I mean, come on, humans are the ones
that causes.
That's the thing. You know how we get delays on the highway? If everybody, the only way to get rid of delays is it's like, okay, the speed limit's 50.
Yep.
If everybody drove exactly 50,
yeah, then that would be
never catch up. Yeah, you would never catch up to the person that left 5 minutes before you.
Yeah.
You would never have to pass him, and you would never have to worry about somebody trying to get up behind you and try to pass you.
I exactly thought of that same thing when I first saw this movie.
I mean, yeah, that's the thing. If speed limits, if everybody followed it, would be so efficient.
Yes.
But nobody does that.
Because nobody does that.
Because humans are humans, and humans. That's why Terminators are going to kill all of us. Inefficiency. So when there's a door, when somebody comes up to your Ring doorbell, and it turns out it's a T1000. Hey, I'm telling you why you're dying, because you didn't follow speed limit.
You went way ahead to the future T1000. The T800 could have done the thing. It would be more efficient enough.
Yeah, I'm sorry. A T10 would probably be enough. You know what a T10 is? It's
a really big tank.
It's a room. Yeah, no, it's a Roomba with a gun on
it. No, the big tank one is the 3100, I believe.
Yeah, that's why I said the T10, because it's basically just a little Roomba.
Smaller.
It's just a little Roomba with a gun on it.
It's our model that we're talking about working, and it does work.
The thing it does, it bounces around your house until it finds you.
Yeah.
Probably a T20 would be even more deadly.
Oh man, that's funny. Oh.
You know what? I mean, it's the land of the machines. I mean, your Ring doorbell may just kill you.
Yeah, it might.
It might.
Definitely.
Yeah. Oh, you want to come in? Dang.
It's so funny. The Ring, we don't have a Ring doorbell, right? We have the Google version. Every morning, my mother goes out and water the plants, right? It will always tell me every morning, okay? But when someone drops a package off at my house, right? Nothing. But as you tell me that, nothing.
You know why? Because somebody pulls the minority report from your Ring phone.
Yeah, it must be.
Hey, what kind of doorbell did you have?
The Google Nest one.
Exactly. Amazon and Google are shaking hands back behind the deal and they go, "We'll pull the file. Don't worry about it."
Just in case we didn't deliver it. There's no evidence.
Yeah, there's no evidence. Somebody's pulling a minority report on you.
Man. You know, when you know, because you weren't in Texas.
No, I
yet.
don't know.
Not in Texas. Like you weren't in the city yet, right? When me and Cody first saw this movie, we didn't understand what the term Minority Report was because they never explained it in the trailer. Well, not
No, you're right.
that in depth. So
I'm the same thing. I'm with you on that.
yeah, because I didn't know what it was, right? So when I first heard Minority Report, I thought they were talking about something like me and Cody, because we were the minority.
My God,
Because
you really got a problem. You think,
race related, because
I know, but let me put it this way: why would it be race related? Because you're not that
I have
important.
no idea. And then it's just
the
a
problem-
movie full
the
of white
problem-
people.
see, that's the problem I've never understood. Is minorities? They always think they're more important than they really are. That's why you're calling a minority or not.
Oh, I didn't think that way though. Like, not the important thing. Like, what the heck does this mean?
Oh, it's supposed to be funny, but it's
Oh,
probably
yeah.
not funny. When we rewatch this, it's probably like, that guy's
What
a jerk.
what the hell are we talking about?
That guy's a jerk.
So, did you know what this was called when Philip K. Dick wrote it? Because it wasn't
No,
called
I actually
Minority.
don't. I
Let
don't
me-
know what it's called.
Yeah, let me look it up because we know the other one, right? Like this electric
Yeah,
Android's Dream of Sheep.
Blade Runners do Android's dream of electric sheep.
Yeah, and Total
And,
Recall is Remember for Your Wholesale.
Exactly. And there was supposed to be like a planet lottery, and he wrote a whole bunch of awesome stuff.
Oh, you know what's
Which-
another film I saw? That's Philip K. Dick, Scanner Darkly. That's also very good.
And I still haven't seen Scanner Darkly. So
Oh, you know what? It doesn't say. Oh, it's actually called The Minority Report from Philip K. Dick.
hey, it's awesome.
Yeah, it's loosely based, obviously. You know, he wrote this
Oh
in
yeah.
1956.
I think because I think at the end of the movie, the main character dies. No, I shouldn't say the movie. At the end of the story, the main character actually dies.
Really?
Yeah, because I think it comes down to a question like they have at the end of this movie,
Mhm.
and he wants the Minority Report to go on. No,
Oh.
well, he wants the system to go on. Precog, so he ends up killing him, dying.
So, okay, so this is one of the things that you and I talk about frequently because, when we make my movie, right, I wanted the ending like this. But, I can see why in this Minority Report, they're not going to let Tom Cruise die. You and I know this. There's only maybe one? No! He didn't even die in that one either. Tom Cruise is not going to be dying in a film, okay?
I can't think of a film where he has.
You know, that was one that we thought he died, but he came back. You might not have seen this. Interview with a Vampire.
Oh, really? Well, I saw it, but I don't remember. I actually
didn't
don't
die.
remember the movie. I don't remember the movie
He
at
didn't
all.
die at the end. You thought he did, right? Like, oh, did they just kill Tom Cruise? And he comes back at the end. He's just like Jesus in the New Testament. He just comes back.
It's just going a little far, but yeah.
And also, really weird analogy. Like, one is vampires, one is about the Bible. Like, what is going on? But like,
One wasn't a vampire though.
Tom Cruise is a guaranteed cast
Well, I mean,
that will never not die.
when you're a big name movie star and you get to actually call the shots in any movie you're in,
Yeah.
you're not
So
gonna
like
die.
Kevin Costner also. Like Kevin Costner would never
Yeah.
die in it.
You know
Oh, you know
what'd be
what?
awesome?
He did. Kevin Costner died in the Superman movie.
Kevin Costner could die.
Yes.
And to me, that means that you're more secure in your acting hood.
Ooh, nice. Nice. Yes.
It's just, I mean, I don't know that Tom Cruise is really against it. It's probably producer stuff.
Oh yeah. They're not gonna
I
let
mean,
him die.
I mean, just the way that, I mean, we could knock Tom Cruise if we want to, but I think he's probably a better actor, and he could see a story.
Oh yeah.
And one
No, he's
day
a good
we'll
actor.
probably we may see a movie where he dies, and we'll be so shocked.
Yeah, we would be very shocked.
You know, that's the
We
thing. I
haven't
don't,
come to that yet.
I don't really think Tom Cruise is probably against dying in a film. It's
I don't
probably
think
just-
so either.
it's
Oh,
probably
he's
the
not. You know
studio.
why? So a long time ago, right? I listened to that podcast or some kind of podcast. The guy who wrote the Young Riders, the Western movie.
Oh, yeah.
So
Wait,
there's
are we talking about Young Riders or are we talking about Young Guns?
Young Guns. I'm sorry, Young Guns.
Because Young Riders was a TV
It's a TV show.
show.
That's right. Young Guns. Okay, you know there was a
Okay,
lot
yeah,
of big
Young
names.
Guns.
Keith Sutherland, Charlie
Hey, did he
Sheen.
get killed? Did he get killed in Young Guns?
No. Tom Cruise wanted to be in the Young Guns.
Oh, I thought he got into Young Guns.
I don't know if he did. He was in?
Yes, I think he's in Young Guns.
So he was in
dude.
Young Guns, right? Because Tom Cruise
We
wanted.
should
No,
look
everybody
up.
wanted
We
to be a Western, right? Okay, but
Everybody wanted to be in Young
because
Guns.
Young Guns, exactly. So he even told the guy like, "Hey man, can you put me in the movie? I don't care if I die." And the guy was like, "Well, I could put you in the movie, right? But I don't think the producers would be cool if I killed Tom Cruise in the movie."
Yeah, I think he was. We should look that up. I think he was in the first Young Guns.
Yeah, I can't. You know what? I'm gonna look it up right now. Young
He was in
Guns.
one
Right?
of the. I could have swore he was in one of the Young Guns, and I just thought it was weird that he wasn't even the main character.
Yeah, I don't think he was a main character because they only had that film cast and Tom Cruise was wanted to be in it. Let's see.
Young Guns. That was actually a good movie too.
I don't think I've seen it. I
Oh,
don't see
really?
him part of the cast. Maybe I have to look
Oh,
at.
maybe he wasn't.
Yeah, I know
Maybe
he wanted to be in
I
it.
heard the same story
It's like
that you.
Tom Cruise
could've-
being in The Outsiders.
I know Charlie Sheen was
Oh,
in it.
Charlie Sheen was in it. Lou Diamond Phillips.
He wasn't
You know?
a main, but he wasn't a main character.
No, Billy. Emilio Estevez was. He was Billy the Kid.
Yes. Yeah,
Yeah.
he was Billy Kid, which is funny. They're brothers, but the other one they didn't even play the brother. He just played this other kind of.
Yeah, just a
He was
different
kind of a
cowboy.
which is funny. He was kind of a background character, even though it was Charlie Sheen then. Charlie
Yeah.
Sheen was a big name then.
Oh, Charlie Sheen was a big name then. Yeah. Like all through the 80s and 90s.
And I bet you Tom Cruise probably wasn't. That's who I'm thinking about because I knew there was a big star in it.
Oh, it's
that
Charlie
didn't
Sheen.
play, and that's probably who it was.
Yeah.
Because I remember there was a big star that didn't really do anything.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You probably think of
man.
The Outsiders. You know, everybody was in The
Yeah.
Outsiders.
Yeah, I didn't see The Outsiders. So.
You didn't see The Outsiders?
No, I actually haven't seen The Outsiders.
I don't know if it's. I guess it was pretty good when I watched it back in the day, but
Yeah,
I
that's the
haven't seen
thing.
it in a
It
long
came
time.
out. It came out at this point in time when I think if it wasn't sci-fi, I wasn't watching it.
Ah, yeah, you're right.
No.
I think it's because I only watched it because they make you read a book in school.
Yeah, well, some people read the
Yeah,
books.
some people
I
read
never.
books.
I've never read The Outsiders.
Yeah,
in
I read The
school.
Outsiders.
I missed that part. I think our banned book for reading was To Kill a Mockingbird. So
Oh wait, but I want to get back to the Tom Cruise
Yeah,
story because I
and that
don't think
movie
I'll ever
sucked.
tell it. But like it was in Tropic Thunder, right? You know, you know that comedian Bill Hader that's on SNL.
yes, yep.
So
Yep.
most of his scenes, right, is with Tom Cruise, and he was telling I forgot on what talk show,
You know the
right?
sad thing is I forgot he was in. Bill Hader was. In
Oh,
the movie.
yeah, exactly. But everybody remember Tom Cruise because Bill Hader
Yeah,
was the
oh, yeah.
assistant, right?
Oh yeah,
So-
that's the thing. I do not remember Bill Hader, but I do
So
remember.
he was
Tom
giving
Cruise.
the whole story of like when Tom Cruise showed up, like, you know, everybody show up at the table read, right? Before you know, do this production and everything. They go on the table read. I'm like, man, Tom Cruise is not going to be here. Yeah, Ben Stiller, Robert Downey Jr., and Jack Black. And then suddenly when Tom Cruise showed up to the table read, right? He was like, dude, Tom Cruise is here. Even like Robert Downey Jr., like he was telling like, even RDJ, right? I was like, oh my God, Tom Cruise is here. And then he sat next to Bill Hader because you know they have a lot of scenes
Yeah,
together.
yeah.
And Bill Hader he's like, you know, when Tom Cruise sat next to me, right away, I knew that he didn't know who I was, you know. And then he got to talking to me, and then you know he started doing impressions, right? And then Tom Cruise was like, oh, you do impressions, you're on SNL. Then a whole bunch of stuff, right? Like they went to the premiere and everything, and Tom Cruise was so hyped, right? Because I don't think Tom Cruise ever done comedies before Tropic Thunder. It just rom-coms mostly.
No, not really.
Not like a comedy like this, right? So when they
No,
came out of the
yeah,
theater,
he's an action star.
yeah, he's an action star. So when they came out the theater, right, Tom Cruise went to Bill Hader. He's like, dude, can you believe that we were just in that movie? And this is what Bill Hader told him, like, well, I could believe you were in it. And it's just so great. We gotta talk about this sometime. It's one of the best ones, like making fun of the I guess Hollywood in a way, like of the
Yeah.
action. I mean, not the action, the actors, the
Yeah.
behind the scenes stuff.
But I mean, I guess it should have been a surprise at Tom Cruise because he's pretty serious. Actor.
He is very serious.
I mean, he takes
actor.
his craft. He takes his craft pretty serious.
Even the character he played in Tropic Thunder was very serious too.
Yeah, I mean, he just seems one of those people. If I'm working on this job, I'm going to be part of this job.
So yeah,
You know?
yeah, he's going
He's
to
not
put
one of those
100%.
stars. He's not one of those stars that's like, yeah, I got this little role where I'm going to dress up. I'll show up at the end. I'll show up late. I mean, come on.
No, he's not right. Yeah.
Nobody respects anybody like that.
No, he's very serious about
And,
his job.
and the way I say it, if a lot of actors respect this guy, he ain't going to be one of them guys.
Yeah,
Because I mean, himself is a filmmaker, so
yeah, he's a film.
he knows what it's like for producers or directors when actors don't show up to learn
wasting
their
money.
the
Yeah,
craft. Yeah, it's like,
that's true.
so yeah. I mean, I would thought
don't
the guy would
think-
show up for his reading.
I don't think we've seen anything like him, right? Where he gave up because I know there's a lot of story about Sean Connery not even doing his job. The last
Yeah,
James
there's
Bond
a
movie.
whole lot of there's so many stories about a lot of actors not even going.
I think
Yeah,
my favorite one is Jean-Claude Van Damme being in Street Fighter.
that's what they say. It's like Marlon Brando didn't learn his lines. He's
In
like this big
Superman.
giant star. Yeah, he's
Yeah.
like this huge star, and he doesn't even. Oh, I don't want to.
Yeah, I don't care. I don't care
I'm
about
like,
this.
what a
Yeah.
yeah, what a loser.
He didn't read any of the, he doesn't even read, like, he was just reading the lines from what
And
they
that-
could show. Like,
And that's the thing is, people are always like, "Oh, these are so great actors." I'm like, I've seen him in movies. I think he sucks, to be honest with you. No, honestly, he does. He looks like he doesn't know what he's doing. I don't know what all these Hollywood people are seeing, but I'm the guy. But I paid some money, and he sucks.
you know what? The only Marlon Brando movie I saw was the first Godfather. And,
Oh, really?
and Superman.
I seen Superman. I think I saw Godfather, and I've seen Apocalypse Now.
Oh, I never seen Apocalypse Now.
Oh yeah, you got to see Apocalypse Now. Hey, the new version's got Harrison Ford in it.
There's a new version?
Well, the director's cut because they cut a bunch of his stuff out.
Oh, that's why he was in it. I remember
Yeah,
reading
the
that.
first time I ever seen the movie, Harrison Ford only shows up like for a moment.
Oh, okay.
The new cut that I have, you got a Harrison Ford for a long time. I'm like, who? There's Han Solo.
Oh, that's cool. Wow.
He's got.
Well, we got
another
away
person.
from Minority Report.
We always get away from something.
I know.
'Cause that's what we do. I mean, we're not one-track guys.
No, we're not. We went from Tom Cruise Never Dying and talk about Tropic Thunder, and then now Marlon Brando. I don't really see how that connects.
But Tom Cruise never dying has a huge impact on all what we're talking about.
He does. Because you know why? You know who's a huge actor that died?
But he could have died at the end, and it would have been awesome.
It would have been awesome. You know what's really crazy? I didn't think that it was going to end the way that it did. Like, not the ending of the movie, right? Like, after they caught him at his wife's college, you know, the house with his, I guess,
Yeah.
wife.
Yeah.
When they caught him, I was like, oh my God, what is going to happen now?
Yeah, you're right. Because you kind of. I didn't think they were going to catch him at the house.
Yeah, I didn't think it was. I thought because like she was screaming for him to run.
Yeah, she
And I
starts
thought-
running, and
yeah.
boom, he's already caught.
And I'm
I didn't
thinking
think
like,
that
why didn't this lady tell me until at the very last minute?
because she didn't know because she didn't sense them until they got really close.
I guess so. But I did really like the scene where she got Agatha,
Plus,
right?
plus
he
she
got
was
Agatha.
Agatha. Plus, you got to remember, Agatha was still trying to trans her his
Reality
wife's
teacher,
feelings.
yeah.
Yeah, his wife's feelings about stuff.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Because remember, that's that whole thing, that whole line, everything she's saying. You're thinking she's trying to see the future or something, but actually, she's seeing what his wife saw.
Well, okay, so she can see minds.
Apparently, she can.
Oh, that's
She
right,
must have
because
saw-
you can see
She must
premeditated
have
murder.
Yeah, she must have saw all the hopes and dreams that his wife had for their
Oh,
child.
that's what she was narrating.
That's what she was narrating.
Oh,
Because
that-
see, the
that
Tom,
make that scene
Tom
very
Cruise,
good.
he lost the boy, so Tom Cruise was wrapped up in himself.
Yeah.
He forgot he had a wife.
And she actually imagined what
Yeah.
Sean would
And
be
it
like when he grows
Seems-
up.
Yeah, it seems like because it seems like his wife just got fed up and left him. No, his wife couldn't bear because she even says it. She couldn't bear every time she was around him. Couldn't. The thing is, nobody ever took into account the pain that she felt,
Yeah.
and she didn't go do drugs.
No. Oh, what is that drug? What do you think he's doing?
Well, it's probably like stuff for medicine for your chest. No, I don't know. I didn't know what the drug was. It's
Oh,
just
okay.
supposed to look. It's supposed to be future cool drugs.
Oh, okay.
No, it's nothing like.
Oh, they
the
say he
stuff
was
that-
doping, but then you don't know
Yeah.
what it is anyway.
Yeah, well, we just know he's putting a kazoo in his mouth and popping his little ball down in there.
Yeah,
and
and
who
then that was
knows?
it.
I mean, how could this drug be any more worse than anything else we've seen in the movie? I mean, it's not like the drug that we saw in RoboCop 2.
Oh, that the little
Yeah.
red thing, like. Psh.
Oh, you know what? The best drug that I can think of in a movie, the best illegal drug in a movie that I've ever seen, is dread.
Oh shoot! Yes,
Slow
the slow motion
That's
hallucination
called
thing.
slow-mo.
Yes.
Yeah, the drug was called slow-mo. Maybe that's what he had. That way, when he's watching those 3D projectors, everything was slow.
We're comparing movie world
we have
cinematic
to.
drugs.
Come on, this is our universe. If you
This
don't
is our
like
universe. Yes.
don't go in a theater or sit in
Yeah.
front of a TV.
Yeah. Even though I feel like it's not a big deal, but then it was a big deal. That was the
Oh, it was a big.
Yeah, it was a big deal because he was doping. He's
No,
like,
he's stupid.
cop.
He's a drug.
yeah, he's
cop.
just a drug.
I mean, he's already doing one illegal thing. So what's to prevent him from doing something else illegal?
Yeah.
I mean, that's
That's
the
the
problem.
goal.
That's the problem with any crimes. Once you're okay with one, why not be okay with
Yeah,
more?
we're another. That's the gateway, right?
Yeah. That's the thing. It's like I shot one person. I might as well shoot two people next
Hey, I
time.
want to touch on that part where when he's home, it's like Back to the Future too. When he's like overhead and the stuff turn on.
Yeah, but here's the thing. I had a problem with that.
Oh,
As soon as the car pulls up, he gets out. He goes, "I'm home," and everything comes on. I'm like, "This is a smart home, right?" As soon as you get out of the car, it should already know that it was you and you're there. It better turn on your car.
he shouldn't have said anything.
He shouldn't have to say anything. I
Or
mean, come
maybe,
on.
yeah, I didn't think about that.
I
I
mean,
was
come
just
on.
thinking that,
You're
like,
walking. He walks into a store and it already knows who he is, and it
yeah.
tries to sell
What
him
do you think
stuff.
about that?
I think we're kind of living in it already, but I wouldn't. I don't like things calling me out. You know, I wouldn't want to walk somewhere and then somebody something say my name out loud. And I don't think that'll ever happen because they could sue the store for privacy or something. Because now all of a sudden the person behind you, this person behind you now knows your name, and they're gonna go up to you and go, "Hey, man, how are you doing?" Like,
Can
they
you
know
sue for
you.
privacy? Because like when you
I
go
don't know.
like any store, right? You're on camera.
Well, I mean, not that, but I meant for calling out who you are. They're just like, "Hey,
Oh,
Mr.
just calling out who
Yakana."
you are.
Yeah, it's like, "Hey, so
But it's okay to
Yakanama."
have video footage of me.
Oh yeah, they can have. I mean, they can do video. You're in their store.
But then how come like then if I show up somewhere, right? I need to sign a release form on some stuff.
They can't put out. Yeah, they can't. Well, they're not going to release they don't release that footage to anybody, other than the police.
But then how come sometimes on the news like, oh, have you seen this guy? Right? Give us a call. Like they didn't have his like rights.
Well, they probably have permission from the police.
Oh, so I'm saying, well, so I'm like, who's giving that permission?
I don't know, but hey, I don't know if you want to get a lawyer and try to sue somebody.
I'm gonna have to because like on the eye scan thing, right? It is a huge private issue, but the only way they did it right is because it's all marketing. That's it.
Yeah, it's all marketing.
Yeah,
but it's like, also. But that's not just marketing though. If you're to walk into a place and it scans you, it's going to know you're there because that's how they know where he's at.
Oh yeah. But then you're right. We have that anyways.
Didn't use a credit card or anything. You just walked in there, and they have that anyways. I mean, that's not private. You're walking in a public place. Anybody with their own eyes could see you. So what does it matter if the machine sees you?
Yeah, and that's really funny. I was going to.
But I was just saying,
machine sees you don't. Right?
I'm just talking about the point where it's calling out your name. I'm like, no, that's not.
Oh, you don't like okay. So it's also very weird, right? Like, how would you commit crimes anymore? Like, let's just say they don't even call out your name; they scan your eye, right? And then they already know you're there.
Yeah, they already know that.
I won't need an alibi anymore.
But that's the problem. People commit crimes for people that commit crimes are usually dumb, anyways. It's like when they do that one crime, even in the movie, they're like, I can't. Yeah, when Tom Cruise is about to get in trouble for premeditated crime, he's like, I can't believe that people would even do this. We're going to catch you.
Yeah,
and it turns out it's him.
It's him. Yep, that was a pretty funny joke actually.
Yeah, that's pretty funny.
Because they were talking about how good their stats were, you know.
Yeah, he's like, tell that dude, hey, why don't you go get some birthday cake? And then the judges are saying, hey, I'll turn you off.
Yeah, and the judge is like, what am I looking at here? Yeah, that
was
really cool.
There's the neat thing is also the scene because we also see there's a woman who helped create Precog.
Yes.
Remember, and he goes to Caesar, and she's like, she's fruitier than a fruitcake.
Yes. She was the she left because you already know that Precog won't work because the doubts. But that guy shut that down though.
Well, apparently she had doubts too. I guess. Yeah.
Because of the minority report.
Well, actually, she also had another problem. Is keeping those kids.
Yes.
Because you got to remember the whole point of the murder of this deal was the mom actually wanted her kid back.
Yes.
And of course the boss guy is like, hey, you can't have it, so I killed her.
Yep. I know.
To make them servants to the state. Now, come on, isn't that messed up to make somebody a servant to the state?
So wouldn't that be categorized as the greater good? Like one person died. What is that Star Trek quote? The needs of a few, right?
The needs of the many
outweighs the needs of a few.
We're not Vulcans, dude.
It doesn't matter what Vulcans. If the situation fits, right?
Not really. The greater good, you're going to ruin somebody's life for the greater good.
Well, the greater good is like a lot more people get to live, right?
What if one of your kids could see the future and the government comes over to your house and takes them?
Say that again.
One of your kids can see the future, and the government comes to your house and takes them.
Oh, I wouldn't be cool.
Are you going to be okay with the greater good? Because I mean, come on, I'm not a communist. The greater good ain't going to do me any good.
So Precrime is very communist.
I mean,
that's our tagline. Precrime is communism.
Maybe we shouldn't go with the deal, but the problem is the way you see it. If you should sacrifice your stuff, I mean, you can't be selfish.
Let's not even use my kid. Let's just say one of us. If we can see the future, right, to prevent bad things from
But
happening.
what we can go with you and your kids because that's what happens in the movie.
Uh,
One of his latest kids can see the future,
oh,
so
okay.
they take that kid from him, and she can't do anything about it because they don't want to hear it, and then they kill her, and they don't even care. So that what happens? What happens if? I mean, is it okay that this kid is saving all these lives? They have to lose their life to save 150 people or 2,000 people. That's the point.
Ooh, that's
That's not
really
how
good. Yeah, I
that's
wouldn't
not
want
how the
that
law
either.
should work. Yeah, I mean they always that's the problem. People are always wanting you to make a sacrifice for somebody else or 100 people. I'm like,
No.
so make it okay.
Ooh, does it make it okay?
I
I
mean,
guess.
you can make arguments. You can
Yeah,
make
I
arguments.
think the argument is.
A huge show over the
Yeah,
argument
yeah. The
both
argument
ways.
is always going to be like, well, it's not happening to me. Of
But
course, I
that's
think
the
it's
problem.
okay.
The
But when it's
problem is
happening to you, it's different.
exactly. I mean, yeah, when somebody's getting everything, oh, well, you say my
Just,
parents and all this stuff, but
just,
I'm like,
just like the pandemic.
exactly. But I mean, in the end, I mean, somebody like those kids, they didn't have a life at all. They
No,
saved 1,000 people, but how did that benefit them?
it doesn't benefit them. It
I mean,
doesn't.
put them in,
I actually, you
put
know what? I was gonna point that out earlier in the show. Like, they help all these people, right? But they lay in this protein water. It's not like
yeah,
they give them
yeah.
awards. They
I
give
know,
them
and that's
money.
the thing.
Nothing.
That's the thing. They're sitting down there and they're like, oh, they're so taken care of. I'm like, they're in a fish tank with
In a scuba suit.
some weird dude touching all over them
Yeah,
all the
and then
time.
he has to like shave their heads all the time, and
Oh, it was, I
inject them
know.
with some kind of serum.
And
I don't know.
yeah, they keep them all on drugs constantly.
Yes.
So basically, they turn these people into servants or slaves, while everybody else gets to reap the benefits because of
Yes.
selfishness. That actually comes down to selfishness.
Yeah, the selfishness
That's,
of one
that's
person.
like that's like let's say if you live in this house and there's nobody else around and there's like the zombie apocalypse. You meet somebody else and they find a way to go somewhere else nice, but you got to keep them there because you don't want to be lonely because you're selfish.
Yes.
I mean, you're going to ruin this person's life. You're going to lock them in the closets just so you have somebody to
So you
talk
just
to.
basically take the free will away,
Yeah, you took all their way, and they keep them on drugs.
and that's
These
not American, okay?
Yeah, that's not human either. I mean, come
Yeah, it's
on.
not human.
I mean, you might as well make them the human
See that?
centipede.
So that's why I didn't like the precog thing on this movie. I wish it was like some kind of machine that protects this.
Yeah, if it was a machine, then things change.
Yes.
But no, they got 3 people in this tank,
Did you think that would like? Did you think that
and
they
here's
get a
what
good
makes,
idea with 3
yes,
instead
here's
of
the
2?
problem. And here's the problem is Tom Cruise lost his boy.
Yeah.
But he's over here standing up in this high room looking down on these 3 people that have been taken from somebody else, and he never even crossed his mind. So in a way, he's the bad guy.
Well, he didn't know though. He didn't know the mom
He
was
didn't
looking.
know, but why did it not occur to him? These people
Well,
are prisoners down in this tube.
it go back to the selfishness, right? It's because
Yes,
like
it's the selfishness.
he believes that this works, this system works. That
That's
was the whole
with
thing,
people.
right? Like
But
he
that's the
won't
thing
let
with
anybody
people.
take pre-crime away from him.
Exactly. But that's the thing. Sometimes people believe in a cause so much they don't see that they're hypocrites
Oh yeah,
over the cause that they're
exactly.
doing.
Oh yeah,
They're
I
so
totally
right.
agree.
And they won't even. I mean, sometimes in life you got to see your world in life and then step back and look at it because you're probably stomping all over somebody.
Yes.
I mean, he was like, oh, I'm doing so good. I'm doing so good. But he forgot. He wants to protect those 3 people down in there in that tube.
No, he needs
Wasn't
them.
walking.
Otherwise, it won't work.
Yeah. So he's just using these people.
Yeah, for him, the greater good is the outweighs the few.
Yeah. Well, what
You
if
know
you're
what?
the
Maybe Tom
what?
Cruise is Vulcan. I don't know.
No, Tom Cruise ain't Vulcan. But
So let me
the
ask you
problem,
this, right? This
the
is super
problem
nerdy.
is,
Okay, go ahead before I ask you a super
no,
nerdy.
go for it. Go for it. Let's go.
So Spock would have totally been for this.
Spock,
Logically.
he would have probably quoted this, but of course the Vulcans would have gone, why are you using 3 people? Why don't we just build a machine?
But then if they can't.
Well, then I guess they probably would quit.
But like logically, like
Well,
it would totally make sense, right?
the problem is when we're quoting this, you don't really know what you're quoting.
No, I know.
Because when Spock makes that quote and does the greater good, he is a self-sacrifice.
Oh, so it's only okay for
These
self-sacrifice.
Yeah, the problem is, yeah, these people, they didn't ask them, hey, would you like to sleep down here in this bathtub?
This
Funny.
permanent
Yeah.
waterbed.
No, they didn't ask them. They didn't go,
They
hey,
just took that away from
there's
them.
three of you. Would y'all like to just do this? Would y'all do this for us? Maybe they would have gone, oh, cool. But no, they're like,
Oh, you know what? They didn't
even
talk about that
ask
in the
them.
movie, right? They talk about some kind of religious crap.
They took them. No, they took them as kids, stuck them in there, and then of course all the people who are doing this, they're like, oh, these people can see the future. They must be holy.
Ah, yes, that's what
Yeah,
Colin
because it's
Farrell
like,
pointed
because
out.
it's exactly because it's like when they go to the recall place. That guy's like, hey, those thoughts about my cousin. I mean, come on.
Yeah,
I
no,
mean,
just they were just thoughts, okay?
because he even gets down like he prays because to him,
Yeah,
even as a person who makes machines and stuff, who should be smart enough to know, I mean, science, he takes it as a religious experience.
he does. Yeah. That guy. Yeah, that
Yeah,
was a good
that's the
scene
thing.
too when he said like, "I need your help, Rufus. I brought a precog," and he didn't even believe it. Yeah, okay, you
Yeah,
brought a
yeah,
precog
whatever.
here. Like,
Of course, he looked
he's
at him
like,
and he's like,
"What?"
oh,
And I love that scene so much because it makes sense, right? He's like, "You say you need my help, right? Like, I don't even know where to start. like, like, what do I do? Like, do I hook her up or
bop her on
something?
the, yeah, do I hook her up to a machine or bop her on the head or something?
Yeah, do I bop her on the head? How do I rewind it?"
Yeah,
You know what's the other thing that I don't like? We're just pointing out flaws, right? The other thing is when Colin Farrell talk about his work desk. Like,
yeah,
if this is a true police station, right? It's like, this is your place of work. They would never let someone else to put your stuff together. The local IT, like your in-house IT, right, has to put that together. That doesn't make any sense. They just created that as a plot hole to me. They just
yeah. I
created
guess they
that so
did.
they
I
can
mean,
move to that character.
yeah, I see what you're thinking. Yeah, that was weird in a way.
Yeah, you can't order your
But
own
I'm
equipment.
gonna think that I was thinking though when I saw that guy that they go to,
Yeah, Woofers, right?
he was to the police station. He's probably legit. And he's probably the only person who could put all that system
Also,
together.
you're saying like they hired third-party
Yeah,
contractor.
they probably hired him as a contractor and all the stuff in everybody's desk on the police station that does the
Makes
pulling from. Because see, he seems to be the only person who knows how to do that.
because yeah, it makes sense because he's the only one with the
Because we don't.
knowledge.
Because I mean, he's a shady character, but
But then he's the
only
only one that know
only
how
a
to do
few.
it.
But he's also one of those Tom Cruises. But you got to say Tom Cruise has been looking the other way to get what he wants.
Yes.
He knows this guy's a criminal, but as far as the police station goes, he's not. And of course, Tom Cruise is like, yeah, this guy never does anything wrong.
Yeah.
Only when I want a favor has he done something wrong.
It's only under my supervision.
Yep, under only my supervision. See, that's the thing, and that's why Colin Farrell's looking for this guy because Tom Cruise has already been bending the rules to get Precog work. So basically, Tom Cruise was on the path of his boss
Oh.
until he gets to that event where he sees somebody so desperate
Yeah.
to get money, and then that guy pulls a gun and kills him. Then he realizes that he's been stepping on people
Yes, he has.
because he stepped on that guy that got blown out the window. He's been walking all over these other people, letting them go away without crimes. He's been the Bonai man, and plus he's been stepping on those three people, the precogs.
Yeah. Oh,
Well,
definitely
then,
the precogs. The first one,
yeah.
the first ones is
But everybody
the
has. That's
top.
the thing. Everybody acts like they care about him. They love him. We built you this temple. That's like me meeting somebody, or like I say, I meet some woman. I'm like, I love this one. This one's like, no, I don't really like you. And I go, yeah, you gotta like me because I just built you this big house. I'm gonna lock you in,
That's the
and I'm gonna bring you food
precog
every day.
analogy. Yes.
Yeah, I'm gonna bring you food. I'll put the food in there. I'll set the table for you. I'll wash all your clothes, but you just can't leave the house. I mean, I built this giant house for you. You should be happy.
You know, so also, we talk about that, right? You know, it's also really weird to me. The lady who helped these kids, right? So after these precogs were created, she stopped helping kids like these. she just shut that operation down, and then like, okay, these kids are
Well,
still
in a
in
way
need.
that, but yeah, they basically kind of makes it seem like though a lot of what the kids died. She helped these kids with this disease, and she found three that didn't die, and they're just happily gifted. And of course, the other guy probably is like, "Hey, why don't we do this?" And she's like, "Okay, cool."
Yeah.
And then after a while, she realizes it's bad, and so what's she do? She try to fight the system. She goes and builds her greenhouse with a bunch of creepy plants.
Oh, those are futuristic plants, right? Yeah, I know. With big
A bunch of
Tom
plants that
Cruise.
will kill you. Yeah, a bunch
Yeah.
of plants that will kill you.
Yeah, I thought it was a good idea too to stop trespassers, and then they
Yeah, but
that's
she
what
was
Tom Cruise
crazy.
did.
It was crazy. Even to make it how crazy she was, she tells him all this and
And then
kisses
she
him on the
kisses.
mouth and then walks off.
That was pretty funny.
You know the thing is that was on her. She added that in.
Oh, she did?
Yeah.
That's why like Tom Cruise had a puzzle look on his face. He's like,
Yep.
what? But he rolled with it.
Yeah, he rode with
Yeah,
it. That's the thing. That's the
It
best
works
thing to
so
do.
well too because he wasn't expecting it. And,
Yeah, that's the thing. If you're an actor, that's probably the best thing. If somebody does something, just roll with it.
yeah, just roll with it. Yeah, until
That
the
way,
director says
they
cut.
almost always, because that's almost always the best shot.
Yeah, it is always the best shot. Yeah, it's so
Almost always
unpredictable.
the best shot.
Like, whoa, what the
Yes.
heck just happened? That was really genuine. He's like, what? Was he supposed to kiss me? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, threw him off his game right there.
It does do it on his game. It's like that's why a lot of people say like we're gonna go off like they talk about Dumb and Dumber. You're working with Jim Carrey, right? A lot of people are like, oh, Jim Carrey was great, but you know who was great at? Jeff Daniels. You know why? Because he's acting with Jim Carrey in the scenes, right, of stuff that is super unpredictable, and Jeff Daniels kept it together the whole time.
Yeah. Jeff Daniels, I mean, yeah, he's just roll with it.
Yeah, he just always was like, yeah, sure, whatever.
Well, that's the thing, and it's probably not only is he roll with, he's just kept his character.
He kept his character. He kept it cool. He didn't bust out laughing or nothing.
Yeah, because that's right. He's just like in his character. He's doing everything his character would do in that situation.
You know, there's YouTube videos out there where they actually tell us like, oh, Jim Carrey improv this whole thing, right? And now you watched it. Now you watch the other actors, right? They had no idea what's going on. There's a scene in Me, Myself, and Irene, right? When they push the car over the edge, they would just go, so what you say, 1, 2, 3, and then push it, right? What Jim Carrey does is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. God, 11. And then when Nate Zellweger looked at him, she had no idea what just happened. But they kept that in the movie because it was so weird.
Yeah, because that's what you would do. Yeah, I mean, that's what.
Because you said that is the best take out of that one. If they just did it regularly, 1, 2, 3, it wouldn't have been funny.
It would just moved on. Yeah, it would have just moved on. There wouldn't even been a pause to go, what just happened?
Because like, let's go on 12.
Because the problem is the actors are going, what just happened, and so's the audience.
Yeah, like what just happened?
Because the audience wouldn't have ever said that. The audience wouldn't have ever thought it. But now all of a sudden it reflects on the audience. It's like, okay, that's got something.
And like Robin Williams does that a lot too. He just throws people off their game. Like what?
Yeah. The problem is though, a lot of times the actors they either laugh or they stop.
Yeah, they laugh or stop. Yeah.
Yeah.
And they forget I forgot my line
already.
Or
they have a director that's really tied up, you know, and he's just like, cut.
Yep. Yeah, really uptight. Yep, exactly. But it really works.
It works on a lot of movies.
It works in this one when that lady kissed him. It was really like,
yeah.
His face is so funny, like.
But I mean, yeah. But I'm thinking everybody's like, Spielberg's like, yeah, I got me some gold right there.
I know. This is one of the Steven Spielberg's best movies of this era, right? Because he made Artificial Intelligence after this.
Yeah, that was before this movie. And Artificial Intelligence,
not as good as
we'll eventually review it, but yeah, it's so slow. I mean, I'm sure it tells a great story, and I know it does, but it's just
no Philip K. Dick.
It's not one that I really want to go back and watch that much.
Yeah, I think after we see this in the theater? No, right? I think I seen it with somebody else. Because it came out the year after Minority Report.
Yeah,
I think
I bought it. Yeah, because I bought it on disc. We didn't see it yet. I don't think I knew you yet.
Yeah, I don't think so either. But like
that's like 3 years away from knowing you. Ooh, predicting the future.
The past future, yes.
Yeah, the past future. But I mean, yeah, it's one of his top movies.
Spielberg, yeah, it is.
It's one of his top movies because I can't think of a lot of other things. I mean, he does. I mean, almost everybody go, oh, Steven Spielberg. It's so great. It's so great. This one was an important one. He's made a lot of important movies, so I guess we can't say too much because I mean, Schindler's List was huge. Saving Private Ryan.
Well, this is one of the best sci-fi ones.
I said this is one of the best sci-fis I could think of.
Not even Steven Spielberg, one of the best sci-fi movies.
I'd say it's one of the best sci-fi movies, and I'd say it's one of the best ones out of his collection.
Yeah,
I mean, I didn't enjoy E.T. that much.
E.T. was just huge because of back in the day of the effects and the storytelling.
Encounters of the Third Kind. War of the World. He did that with Tom Cruise.
He did it with Tom Cruise as well, yeah.
I would like this. We need to see that again because I can't remember. It seemed like I kind of hate that movie.
Yeah, I think I did the same thing too. It wasn't like not
I
as
think it
good
was a
as
movie.
this.
Yeah, I think it was a movie I wanted to see, and then when I saw it, I wasn't very happy with it. By the time I
Oh,
got to the
same
ending,
here.
by the time I got to the ending, I was okay, but I
Yeah,
wasn't like that
I
impressed.
I didn't think like I wasn't impressed by that
But
movie.
I mean, but it did make me go okay because I kind of got to the point where I started to hate the movie.
Mm.
Then it got to the end, and I was like, okay, it's
It
all
was just
right.
at the end of it, like, when is this movie gonna be over?
Yeah, because I think it's one of those movies where you think you got to the end, and then all of a sudden there's more movie to go.
Yeah,
I hate when you do those.
it
It's
did.
like,
It
okay,
kind of did that to this movie too. But then you wanted to see what happened.
yeah, I don't know. It just kind of had that. No, after I just think it has that shocker when they kill Colin Farrell. You just got that shock.
Yeah, you guys are shot, and then you're like, you really need to know what happened.
Yeah, I need to know how's this going to end now.
Yeah,
This guy's got a problem.
yeah, because you're like at the whole point you thought he was the bad guy, and like, oh my god, then that's when you realize the old
Yeah,
man is the
but
bad guy.
I think you already got an idea because I mean I remember watching it and I didn't really I thought Colin Farrell was kind of the baddish guy, but I didn't think he was going to be the villain of the movie.
Oh, okay.
I, mean, I wasn't really sure, but I mean
I
from
think
watching
the
other
whole
movies,
thing when you like when you were for sure right when his wife Tom Cruise Anderson's wife right and say like I didn't say that she drowned.
oh well, yeah, when you
That
know,
was really
but
scary,
you already
right?
know, but you already know who the bad guy is.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was
like
scary. I thought he was going to kill the
I
wife.
thought he was gonna kill her right there too, but he has a party to go to.
Yeah, because you know if you think she would have, because she already realized that she wouldn't have. You think she would have kept that to herself?
I thought so. They're like, why didn't you say that to yourself?
Yeah.
But I think it was just some people like it was just so shocked that you want to review that right away, you know?
Oh yeah. And by the way, while we're talking about creepy people in this universe, the guy, the warden, remember the warden that keeps all those people and plays the
Oh,
piano?
yeah.
What is he doing?
Jesus.
Creeper. Creeper, creeper.
He must have the easiest job in the world because none of them move, right?
Yeah. None of them
He just
to wake
show
and
up
get
to
away.
work, just do
Yeah,
whatever he wants and go home.
he's cooking breakfast in his office, dude.
So I'm thinking he lives there.
I'm thinking he lives there. I didn't think he lives there, but it shows him cooking food there. So I was like, what? And then of course, you get that line for Tucker. I
He
also
has
wonder,
to live there because there's nobody else there.
of course, he's also going, wonder what else goes down here, down here. And that guy's like, okay, man.
Anything else you like will go down here?
I'm like, what kind of cop is Tom Cruise?
The one that gets what he wants.
Yeah, the one that's been looking the other way for various things.
Yes. Well, obviously, we established that when he's like, "Oh, this is not cool keeping
So,
these people here."
so I mean, so Colin Farrell's character actually had a pretty good reason to show up there.
Yeah, actually, you know what? Colin Farrell is the most legit, cleanest person there.
I know that's the sad thing.
And then they make him look like a bad guy.
Well,
Like
in a way, though,
this
it
a-hole.
makes you wonder about Tom Cruise's character in the movie because you know when the cops have to go after him, one cop doesn't want to arrest him, the
Yes.
second one. But remember the other guy,
Oh, the one that make him break through the drywall and
yeah,
stuff.
seemed to not have a problem at all. Almost like he wanted to get him.
Yeah.
So
But
I'm
then
like,
he's
huh.
doing his job, right? That they
Yeah.
supposed to
But
take him in.
but in a way though, the way he acts is like he had a grudge against.
Oh yeah, because he embarrassed him, right? Because
Yeah, but it makes me seem like he had a grudge before that. Too.
oh okay, yeah, he's just a bigger guy too.
Because he seemed like he's just like, oh, he's in trouble. Yeah, I'm gonna be happy to arrest
Yep.
him.
Wow,
So
that's crazy.
the technology, the car. What did you think of the Lexus?
Oh, okay. So
It was awesome.
it is awesome, right? To this day, it would still look good. 2021.
Oh yes, it will. This movie, everything in this movie looked good, even though there's some things we see that you probably wouldn't use.
So I was
They
thinking
didn't-
about that. Okay, so we show the highway scene, right? He's jumping all over those, I don't know, this little tablet pill looking car, and then they
Yeah,
show a
there's
car
cars.
with wheels.
Well, that's the thing. There's probably cars you own, and then there's cars that you take you to location to rent. They actually thought about doing this in the real world, like Lyft and all those companies.
Mhm.
Even Ford does. They want to build autonomous vehicles.
Oh
And
yes,
you like, let's say you drive to work.
you don't have to drive to work. You just depend on
Yeah.
this car.
This car is set come down by your house or something. You get in it, goes over to work. You go into work. It sits there until somebody needs it.
Yes.
And you come out of work, just jump in another one. It takes you back to your
Yeah,
home.
I like that idea. So you don't have to like. It's kind of like
Yeah.
public transportation, but like it's a
In a
vehicle,
way,
personal vehicle.
in a
Yeah.
way, but it's going to make it more crowded in the world.
Yeah.
But the thing is, also people get to own their own cars. Let's say you live out in the country or something, then you got your own car. Because one of those cars can't come all the way out here and just sit there.
No, they can't. Oh, you know what I also like about like Lexus car is that because all the stuff that can track him, right? And then of course it makes sense for him to get to a completely new car, so they don't know where he is. But the only thing I didn't like, right? After the assembly line, it just drives off, right? And I'm like, where the hell are the other cars?
I know. But the problem is the other cars that were made, they're sitting outside that building in a parking lot.
I know, because it could drive itself there, right?
Well, only because in real life, that's actually how it works.
Oh yeah, they just park.
Yeah, most of all the cars are usually sitting outside the warehouse. I
do like that car. Do they even sell a model of it somewhere?
Yes, they do. And the problem, mine's put away. I have one. It's 24 scale.
Really?
Yes. I thought you saw it when you used to come to my apartment.
Because I love that Lexus.
I got it put up right now. I wish I could. I need to get it out. Yeah, I have all my 24 scale.
124. What are these in my back here? The Fast and Furious cars.
It should be about the size of that DeLorean, I think.
What's the DeLorean?
It's about the car is sitting right above the Eclipse.
Oh, that's a small one. What about the Fast and Furious ones?
No, those look too. No, bring one over. I'd have to see it closely.
Hold on, let me see if I can reach it.
Because from here, it looks like a huge scale.
Oh, it's not. Let me see my.
Yeah, that's too small.
This is too small. This is. It stays on a box, right?
Yeah, that's 32.
This is 32. Oh, then the Eclipse one is probably 1-24 then.
It
might be 1-18. Hold on.
Pick it up, yeah, because it looks like it looks from here. It looks like 118. Matter of fact, your 8.6.
Yeah.
The 8.6 looks like that's 24.
Oh, the 8.6 is a little bit. It's only a little bit bigger than the DeLorean.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think the DeLorean on top. I have the DeLorean on top. That's probably 124.
That looks too big to be 124.
Because it's smaller than the Eclipse.
Oh, is it smaller?
Yeah, it's smaller.
Okay, it's got to be 425.
Oh man, I gotta look that up because that's a nice car.
Because I have an Eclipse. I wonder if that's the same Eclipse I have. Because I have a 118 Eclipse.
Yeah, you have you have the same Eclipse.
Let me put it this way: does it look like GI Joes can get in that Eclipse?
Yes, it definitely will.
Okay, then that's 118.
Yeah, GI Joes can definitely sit inside his car.
The only reason I thought it might be your 8.6 because I have the like the RX from Initial D, and mine are all 125. I think.
Wow, 125. I thought it was like
which is the same.
32.
Well, actually, most foreign stuff is 125.
Oh, okay, because they go by the metric system, right?
And then when they make them, they usually send them over here. No, I'm wrong. 125 is here. 124 is overseas.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think I'm backwards on it.
Oh, I gotta look for that car then.
But it seems like every time I buy a model, I try to get 124. But I remember that's like Monogram or something. All their cars are 125.
What do they call that model? What is the model of that Lexus?
Oh, you just need to look it up.
I'm gonna look it up.
I think I bought it as a Lexus, future Lexus. I remember it didn't say Minority Report on it or anything.
Oh, future.
They should tell you the model of the car. You need to put, I think it's 2054.
2054 Lexus.
Yes, 2054 Lexus.
Oh, this looks nice.
It's pretty neat. The doors open on mine.
Really?
The mirrors are made out of rubber, but you can't tell because I put mine in a little glass case thing.
Yeah. I'm gonna look this up. 2054.
I didn't pay a lot for it, so I mean it's a real simple model. There's not a lot of opening stuff on it, but you don't need it because your brain should fill in the rest of it. Because who knows what kind of electric motor they got then? It's probably on the wheels.
124 diecast is made by Maestro.
Plus, I don't think mine was made by. It could have been. I didn't think it was though. Oh, that looks cool. Dang, I could buy this. Remember, they even had a commercial in the show.
They did, yeah. I do remember that.
But you also remember they had the cereal box. Remember when he's eating the cereal and the cereal box has all the characters?
It's just like the newspaper.
Yeah, and he
tosses it so like he couldn't turn it off because shaking it.
I don't blame him. I mean, come on. Did you see how annoying that was?
It is very annoying, but I can see how kids would love it.
Oh, kids. Man, you would not be able to get the kids to eat the cereal. They'd be too busy playing with the box.
With the box. Yep, exactly. Yep. I would be so mad.
Your kids sat there like this, just watching the box. It's like, eat your cereal.
It's no different from like having a device in front of them. Sometimes it works. Sometimes it distracts them, right? And they keep eating. Yeah. But it doesn't work like that all the time.
They're never going to have the box. They're never going to have boxes like that. Because the parents would throw a fit.
Yeah, I would throw a fit. Like
you're writing a letter to General Mills. Hey, General Mills.
Stop it.
Have Count Chocula not move anymore.
Because it's
My
a little
kids-
bit freaky.
Yeah, it'd be like my kids keep watching for the Lucky Charms little elf to run
But
around.
I appreciate the idea.
Appreciate the idea.
Yeah. But like, no, can't have it.
No.
So this is definitely one of the greatest movies. I think we're pretty good. It's come to a
I'd say
stopping point, right?
I'd say it's a good sci-fi.
It's a good sci-fi.
It puts a lot of questions out there, and plus, like I said, it's 20 years old, and I can't tell this is 20 years old.
No, and also like
But I don't know.
I still pose
It
that
seems-
question to
It seems
people.
like after a lot of movies got after 2000, the quality, the work in a movie makes it not age near as fast.
Yeah.
Maybe things are slowing down on clothes because the clothes in the movie that kind of went back old style.
They did, right?
Yeah,
Like I didn't
kinda
even
went-
question the clothes. Like it doesn't have to be
Yeah,
futuristic.
you didn't question it because that's the thing. What was a fashion always comes around as fashion again.
Yeah,
I mean, bell bottoms in the 60s. You see people doing bell bottoms again.
yeah, they do. They do.
People used to wear vests. Vests come back in style again.
Yeah,
Same thing with suspenders. On and off. Sometimes you want to be Marty McFly. You gotta get used to suspenders, dude.
my dad wears like a vest, not like a preserver vest, but yeah,
Mine too. It
Yeah.
just kind of it can't seem to be the thing again.
yeah, it must be. But cool.
All right, yeah.
Then
Yeah.
I'm gonna end this one right here. This is a good episode. I love Minority Report. So we'll see you guys on the next one. Thank you for watching this segment of our reviews. I hope you had a great time listening to us. Be sure to subscribe and give us a thumbs up, and we'll see you on the next one. Laters.